long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
You like me because I'm a scoundrel. There aren't enough scoundrels in your life.
I happen to like nice men.
Nice man.
Very nice.
So I wanted to do a video today talking about the obvious things that black pills and the sequel trilogy shills are missing from the Bad Batch and everything. And it's going to come from Ahsoka. And the reason why is because, again, it all goes back to the Skywalker family, the lineage, and why Anakin Skywalker was born. Okay, we know that Shmi told Qui-Gon Jinn that she just was pregnant. She didn't know how it happened. It just happened. We also know from reading Darth Plagueis that the subtext is Anakin is a reaction from the universal and cosmic force itself to his messing around with basically the force itself to create life. This says this is actual proof that Palpatine, who is helping Plagueis with this, was not and is not Anakin's father. What he was part of was doing something that is an abomination to the Force itself. But remember, Sith want to bend the Force to their will. And for Jedi, the Force is their ally. Okay. All is as the Force wills it. Okay. Which is the opposite of what Sith do. Okay. So we've got the next step here with Project Necromancer and Dr. Hemlock in this dumpster fire idea of Palpatine continuing on after his body's gone in a clone. Okay, it's just, it. First off, you guys got to understand, I don't like the idea of cloning. And fine, it's in Star Wars, but still, this is, again, a bridge too far, in my opinion. But when we find out that Omega is Force sensitive, which is why Lama Su kept her so close, I also think Omega has Jedi tendencies, but I think she could probably be turned to the dark side too, because her compassion can be used against her. Okay, let's just put it that way. Just like any other Jedi. Even though she's not, we've got to, kind of look at her for what she is. Okay, so Project Necromancer at Mount Tantus is a big fucking deal for Palpatine. It's everything. It's bigger than the Death Star. Okay, it's bigger than Death Star 2. It's everything that he wants, because if they can make a clone that he can live in, he can keep hopping from clone to clone and never die. Okay, which is thing about what's the thing about the Sith? They want to enslave the Force to their will, which is what he's trying to do. He's trying to stop the inevitable. Okay, he's already a very old man at the end of the Clone Wars. Okay. And he knows eventually what he's doing to himself through the dark side is going to destroy his physical being. Okay, so he's trying to figure out a way to move his spirit, his consciousness to a different body. But here's the deal. We're forgetting something. Okay, now at this point, Bad Batch, Darth Vader is Anakin. Okay, he is alive, not well, but alive. He has not yet ascended to the realm of the living force, the realm of the cosmic force. Okay, and what is his destiny? What did the Father say about Anakin's role? You must stay on Mortis to balance the Force, right? So let's talk about this more.
Master?
I didn't expect to see you so soon.
Anakin.
You lack conviction.
So we know that Ahsoka is connected to Mandalorian, and that the stuff before the Skywalker saga began, episode 4, that everything is connected, everything, and those shows are connected to Ahsoka, Mandalorian, everything. So we've got Anakin, episode 5 of Ahsoka, in the Veil of the Force. Okay, what's he doing there? Force ghosts aren't allowed to take part in the decision-making of life, right? But here he is in the world between worlds with Ahsoka, and he's basically giving her a final lesson, okay? And you see him switching off between Vader and Anakin and Vader going back and forth during part of the battle, and during part of her revisit to the Siege of Mandalore. Okay, what is going on? Anakin was destined to bring balance to the Force. That's what this piece of really great fan art is. He is both Anakin and Darth Vader. Who else was both dark side and light side in this? The Father from the Mortis arc. Now I know a lot of cheap black pill bastards will whine about the Mortis arc. They loved it until it was being used to probably fix what they hate about the sequel trilogy, but, you know, anything to make a buck, right? Until the internet goes out, and then they'll be shit out of luck. It is very interesting to me that what we have when we watch Ahsoka is Anakin basically not, they haven't said it, but he's on the planet with her, with Ahsoka, a planet of mythology and storytelling, fairy tales for the Jedi Padawans and younglings in the temple. What else is on the planet? A monolith of the father, son, and daughter of Mortis. Balin's skull looking out toward a beam of light coming out from a mountain peak. Standing on the father's arm, who is pointing at the mountain peak. Next to the father is, of course, the son. On his right is the daughter, but her head is missing, basically showing her death. What's going on here? Well, you've got something that the Black Pills crying about the sequel trilogy and the shills cheering about, Project Necromancer, completely ignored. And that is, Anakin Skywalker is there too. Who is dead? Who told him in the Mortis arc in Clone Wars, your destiny is to bring balance to the Force, to balance my son and daughter out? The father did. Who died in his arms after he committed suicide to stop the son? The father did. Who was not killed with the Mortis dagger? The son. Anakin came up behind him and shoved his lightsaber into his chest. Okay? So, something's going on here. Who basically made the son and the daughter bow to him? Anakin did. So this is all subtext. This is not a theory. This is not a theory at all. This is what we know happened. So why is Anakin watching Ahsoka on that planet? Why was he in the veil of the Force? Obviously switching back from the dark and the light. Because the father is the balance of the Force itself. He is the light side. He is the dark side. His daughter was the light side. His son is the dark side. He has both properties. Anakin's destiny to bring balance to the Force is to bring the light side and the dark side together. Okay? Now, you could say, well, Rey does that. Rey doesn't do that. Rey has no connection to the Jedi. Okay? She is a construct of angry feminist bullshit. Okay? Luke Skywalker is more in tune to how the Force is balanced than she is. Okay, so let's go further on this. If what I'm saying, if Anakin is bringing balance to the Force, he's not dead. Okay, he's not a ghost. He's very much a Force god at this point, in my opinion. Will he let Palpatine do all the bullshit that he wanted to do? This is a question for you guys. Is that what the Force wants? Palpatine already tried to commit an abomination with his own master, and instead the Force kicked out Anakin as a reaction. All right, that was the backlash. Now what will the backlash be? What is Anakin going to do when Palpatine gets thrown off into the reactor core? Is he just going to stand back and let everything happen? No, he's not. Okay, so the idea that Project Necromancer goes forward in the Shill's hope and the Black Pill's hope because they make money at complaining about it, neurotic, Star Wars is dead, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. What a fucking phony, by the way. I gotta say that they're going to be very disappointed because the one thing they're not counting on, because they all got together somewhere sometime and decided to hate Ahsoka because cha-ching, 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 and they're counting on their audience to be blind sheep and not go, what? The thing that's going on here now is, what are they going to do when Anakin takes action? There's a reason why he saved Ahsoka, and he saved her. All right, she was dead, and he saved her. He gave her last lesson and saved her. Why? Because he knows what Palpatine's up to. Okay. All right. And this is going to get very, very tricky, but because of who Anakin has always been and how he is approaching his destiny now, all of this has to happen. Because it's not what Palpatine wills. It is everything, all is as the Force wills it, period. And that's why Anakin is where he is and what he's about to do, okay? Because Palpatine is going to have a shit fit when he realizes what's going on here. And he's not going to last, okay? He's just a Sith Lord in the end. And this is where the sequel trilogy gets erased. Okay. All right. This is why. Because Anakin Skywalker is who he is, and he is where he is for a reason. Okay. His mission is to bring balance to the Force. And to bring both sides back to even. And with Palpatine running around, desperately trying to find a clone that he can live in, the Force is unbalanced. I mean, look at the galaxy at this point in Ahsoka, okay? So if you're watching Bad Batch to get all of your fears confirmed, you're forgetting Anakin Skywalker's mission. This is Steph, signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.